Hello viewers, and welcome back to Endless Legend Shifters. Let's take a moment and just enjoy this music. Alright, so there are a couple of things that we have to think about at this juncture. Number one, short-term goals, tactical level play. We have to get Green to leave us alone and stop fighting us, and we have to do that probably by taking a bunch of his territory. Sorry, I'm choosing to do that probably by taking a bunch of his territory. A lot of people will tell you that war is a bad thing, and they're right, but it's a very effective tool. I think human history will bear this out. It's a very effective tool for taking land away from people that you don't think should have it. And in this case, honestly, we were going to end up fighting these guys. Even if they didn't start it, we were going to end up fighting these guys. But we also have our strategic level concerns, which is to say, how are we going to win? How are we going to keep somebody else from winning? If you notice on the research screen, you'll see the majority of the legendary deeds that have been completed by the red player, and the red player has the industrial megapole, which is, in my opinion, the most powerful thing in the entire game. The most powerful single deed or building in the entire game. So, how are we going to stop red from running away with this game entirely? I really don't know. He's got a lot of land. He's got a lot of influence. We're allied with him right now. But maybe we can slowly work to turn the rest of the world against him. Let's have a look at the score screen real quick. I'm curious. Yep, his overall score is quite high. Our overall score is quite low. It has taken us a long time to expand. We kind of... I let us get hedged in early because I was too focused on our faction quest. Yeah, he's really tearing it up on that too. But hey, we're doing okay on diplomatic points. So yeah, basically Red's tearing it up. Perhaps not shockingly, the Roving Clans player is doing quite well on Dust. Well, I don't know. I don't have a good long-term solution. I guess we'll just have to focus on what's in front of us for now. And what's in front of us is a very angry Ardent Mage. We're going to leave our hero right here. Right, together, gather recruits. So, we're at war. We have access to a flying unit with decent offensive stats and natural infantry slayer. Let's pick that up. Hey, let's be honest, we all want to see all of the new factions units anyway, so... Oh, the last Ring of Blessings should be open now since we're having another winter. Let's have a look. The Tower of Fidelity, built on Watchtower foundations, provides... Interesting. It provides retaliation damage for fortification within its... Okay, so it's another defensive building to help you push off enemy units without necessarily having to have a huge standing army. Ward of Auriga. Bonus retaliation damage in city sieges or city combat. Plus science This is a district that produces extra science if it's on a terrain with a strategic resource. That's a really interesting idea. I don't think that any of our cities are currently built to take advantage of that, but that's pretty cool. Okay. The winter borough has to be built during the winter. It's another district. Has to be built during the winter, but provides a bunch of bonuses. It says per level on city tiles. Does that mean every tile in the entire city, or does that just mean the tiles that you gain by having this this borough? You know, the tiles that surround it. We'll have to build one and find out. The Abbey of Anomalies. Okay. Well, that seems really powerful. It gives... it doubles the output of anomalies, basically. And adds some additional food on top of the doubling. The way it's worded, it looks like it's not just if this is built on an anomaly, but rather all of the anomalies inside of the city bounds. So that's cool. Plus 10 dust on terrain with luxury resource. Okay, so this is kind of like this thing, except for luxuries instead. These are really interesting. I like these a lot because they give you some new pressures for where to place your cities. Well, I think I would like to... We have some number of anomalies in some of our cities, right? We have, what, 2 anomalies in this city. We're snaking toward more slowly. This city and this city are actually both built-in anomaly-light regions. Yeah, let's get that anomaly bonus region, or anomaly bonus district, and try it out. I'm curious to see how cool it is. Obviously, we won't be trying it out immediately, not right this second. Hey, you. Go get 7 pearls. And then get back to aspirating. First, we need troops. Yeah. Pump out another seeker here. I mean, this one should go ahead and join the army. Just keep everything in one big pile so I know what we're dealing with. I would like to get more ranged units. And it looks like probably the way we're going to have to do that is by assimilating a race that has ranged units. Unfortunately, we have Bose and Silix, and what's our... Silix again. Is this a Silix region? Where's the minor faction village in this region? Here. Yeah. So Silix, and Bose. And then this region is Bose again. Alright, well, we'll figure it out. We'll get there eventually. So let's pick up a whole bunch of extra pearls. I don't know why the outlines keep getting turned off. Every time I load up the game, they're off again. It would be nice if it remembered that setting. It's not a big deal, but it would be cool. Alright, I think we're just gonna get back into the sea. Come over here, grab this as we sweep around the coast, and just keep figuring out the world map. Alright, we are currently at a point where we can hold 6 units in an army. Due to, first of all, the difficulty of building a Skyfin, and secondly, the relatively low combat value of a Skyfin. Let's move him toward the bonus approval. We'll figure out this river thing in a little while. But due to the relatively low combat value and the relatively high cost of a Skyfin, unfortunately, we're not really able to make a combined force kind of like. Basically, the Seekers are our only real choice for fighting at the moment. He had to come out to that side. Minus 100% regeneration on units. Oh no. Those wounded in battle can no longer heal themselves. This is not a great time for that. Also not a great time for the end of winter, frankly. I would really prefer a little bit more. So we finished research on the monk now. Let's have a look at him. So, he has Shifter Rage. Each consecutive counterattack increases defense and damage by 20%. It deals damage to the target and opponents in a cone up to 1 tile per consecutive counterattack. Reset every 3rd consecutive counterattack in light form. And in dark form, each consecutive attack increases attack and damage by 20%. Wow. Deals damage to the target, yeah, and does the cone thing. Wow, these guys are really dangerous in dark form, it seems like. Yeah, let's go ahead and make a couple of these. We will equip them with the finest in neat swords. Right now I have 32 glass steel available. It might make sense to equip these guys with glass steel, just so that if I want to make upgraded monks and upgraded seekers at the same time, I'm not stressing out one of my resources too much. Also, I think I definitely want to buy that that blessing that lets us use pearls to force a form change, because these guys seem basically fine in light form and incredibly powerful on offense in dark form. So the question is, do we want spears or no? I think we'll take. Yeah, we'll take Infantry Slayer on these guys. Okay. Let us make a couple. Weichsel has pretty poor industry, so it won't be able to pump them out fast enough for them to be great for us in the initial push here. Okay, so how do I assume that this has added an ability to the units I can, like, click on Seeker and... Okay, yeah, here we go, Shift. So it's 4 pearls per hero, 2 pearls per lesser unit. And that's expensive. Where's our scout? Buddy, you gotta keep getting those pearls, I guess. Alright. In 2 turns, we'll have a full army of Seekers, and we will march forth. We need 2 more techs to get up to the next stage. It'd be really nice to not be so damn far behind. We probably ought to get some of these things that, you know, increase our industry. Alright, let's start there. I don't know how long it's going to take for Green's second push to come through. I'm imagining it's not going to be too much longer. Alright, somebody built the Alchemic Institute before we even have access to the resources that it's made of. This is not a terribly shocking development, but it does make me unhappy. You know, we have one more turn before our army is full. I'm gonna right at this moment, though. I'm going to head over here and... Okay, he's got a couple of units up. Can I pillage this? What is pillage? Oh, no, I didn't research pillage, did I? Nope, I totally didn't. Maybe that should be my current research. You know what? Yeah. Let's research the ability to pillage. We're going to have to slow down the economic development of a powerful enemy in the near future when we deal with red. And I think it might be a good idea for us to have the ability to pillage when that comes around. Yeah, we desperately need faster science. Whenever somebody asks you, you want this done fast or you want it done right? You tell them. I don't know what the difference is between those two things. But I am impatient and incapable of waiting for delayed gratification. Hey, wow, that's 9 pearls. Let's go back and get that. Okay, the red's pushing into the 4th scientific era. Things could be going better. I will admit, I definitely let myself get caught up in a desire to complete that step of our faction quest, the fervent step, and stopped expanding. And probably we're gonna lose. If this game ends in a quick loss, obviously I will just I will start up another one. I probably will start up another one anyway, because I really like Endless Legend. This is a fun game. Let's keep looking for pearls. What do we got here? 7. Yeah. That'll do. We're working hard on this stockpile. How long will it take this city to produce a monk? 2 turns? Honestly, the city's probably big enough for now. Let's focus on getting some stuff done here. I raised the altar to level 2, so we do need to build some more Garths. That's right, I was doing something. Actually, let's put these in this order. I do wish that the game let you, I understand why it doesn't, but I do wish that the game let you specify more than one district build at a time. Alright. It's quite a while before the next winter. I think we have to do something like this. This actually isn't bad. And this leaves us with a little bit of influence left over to play with. We could push out to here for better dust output, but I think we should hold on to some influence for the purposes of, you know, making treaties and stuff if we want to. It actually might be a good idea to get somebody else to pressure green from another angle. Unfortunately, we can't convince light blue to pressure green because light blue cannot declare war. And red, the other faction that we're friendly with, is not going to be able to pressure light blue. They have no, or not going to be able to pressure green. They have no shared borders. There's not really any way for the Draken to affect these guys. I guess we're on our own for now. So this city has 6 units in its garrison. I have no idea what we're looking at, though. Okay, there's some Ursus up there. We're gonna veer off for a moment and pick up these pearls. I'm definitely a little concerned about the size and overall strength of our military. I think it's a thing worth worrying about. We'll siege this city. Okay. We waited out the regeneration thing. Yeah. Alright, so they have some warlocks over here. Can I see? Yes, I can. 102 attack, 68 damage, 62 defense. Versus our units, who have way less of all of those numbers. This is not good. So we can go in for superior numbers. We could rush some troop production in some of our cities, or we can try to rely on superior tactical skill. And who knows? Maybe that's an option we have, and maybe it isn't. Obviously, I don't have a tremendous amount of faith in my overall tactical skills. That's 7 pearls. That's a good direction to move in. Look at this. I wonder if Red would be upset with us for taking this. You know what? I don't know. Okay, they're attacking us with a pretty small army here. We'll fight them. I'll come back to this thought. What I was going to say is I don't know if the AI considers those regions to be pressuring each other. Like, they're not actually adjacent, right? They don't share a... We'll start you a little further back. They don't share a border, so I'm not sure if they... if the AI will get mad at us for settling close to them. If there's just empty water between the two places. Alright, so these guys are injured. These guys have a lot of defense, and unfortunately there's no way for us to get them out of the forest. I guess that's not true. As crappy as this is, maybe we can offer this injured guy as bait. Try to get them to sweep around the flank. Alright, there's not a lot of tricky tactical play available to us here. I think we just kind of have to mash our units against their units. It sort of worked, except that for some reason they didn't attack the wounded guy. I mean, I'm not unhappy with that outcome, obviously. What are you guys doing? Everybody wants to attack the unit that they can't reach. It's a little frustrating. I guess it doesn't matter what orders I give this guy, he's going to get attacked by these anyway. Try to get our hero to stand in a place where he's healing as many people as possible. So the boats make frustrating enemies because of their double counter thing, or their free counter thing, allowing them to attack twice in a turn. Especially if they have very high defense and take 0 damage from almost everything. Where's he going? Okay. That was pretty sad. We took way too much damage from 2 random jerks. Yeah, the stats on their armies are so much better than... Ooh, look at that. 15 pearls. This is 20. That's 10. Jeez. I guess the pearls in this area have just been building up the whole game. Probably nobody's been over here to get them. Yeah, the fact that we took as much damage as we did there from two boasts tells us that our army is not ready for the big time. We're going to have a force of monks coming up from the south pretty shortly here. Alright, we finally reached into Era 3. Sad. Yeah, all this stuff. I'm trying to fast forward because I see that there's a battle here, but yeah, new quest. Enough rumors from enough sources might just be fact. Wanderers and hermits tell of an old ruin wherein lie sleeping deathless angels or winged demons, created to destroy beings whose strength derived from dust. Though they appear to be the quintessence of endless technologies, they lack the drop of power needed to awaken and fly. The native flight capacity of native Auriga creatures might hold the key. Okay, yeah, so this is a quest that we did last time. Here we go. This is the thing I actually care about. Auriga will be saved, for we now have both the power and the desire to impose our will on those who would destroy her. I don't know. Maybe. For though we are great and our hearts true, she cannot be saved by our efforts alone. All beings are both her children and her toil. All must rise up to heal her wounds. Let the great and small sing our praises. Our hour has begun. From across Auriga, the villages and towns of the lesser peoples have begun to heed our call and feel the force of our purity. That's a disconcerting phrase. They beg us for more information, for our wisdom, for our very presence on their lands. Their awe and devotion is manifested in their practices, for they are saving the previous pearls bestowed by Auriga so that we may collect them and use them for her cause. We shall go out and preach her words and collect these tributes to better worship and save Mother Auriga. Alright, so in a region called Yulin, a Kazanji village would donate the pearls they have collected to our cause. Yulin. Okay, 1 second, we'll be right back. Yulin. Do we have eyes on a Yulin? We do not. Nor anything that even could be Yulin. I mean, there's a great deal of land right here that is unclaimed and unexplored. We may have to pull that explorer back. Yeah, we have to find Yulin. Okay. Well, listen, pearl gathering's important and everything. And I mean, don't not grab this 20 pearl stack. But yeah, come back. We have an apparently urgent thing to deal with here. It's possible that that I can no longer win this game through military means, that we've fallen so far behind that that's not feasible anymore. No, please let me retreat. Alright, let's figure this out. I think we lose. I think we're going to lose this battle. Their units are ridiculously powerful. Yeah, they have double our defense, and then like 40-50% above our damage and attack. There's no way for us to win this battle. Maybe I should have just autoed it to get it over with. Okay, we do have access to Adamantian and Palladian. All of these in Astarcha. Astarcha is quite a region. Yeah, wow, look at that. Blood crystals too. I wonder if that's a thing. If the fact that you're punished for expanding, approval-wise, I wonder if it means that your starting region tends to be extremely powerful. let's have a look at the terrain here. There's a lot of cliff faces. We may be able to use natural bottlenecks to really limit the damage that we take. We have to get out of here, basically. I think that's what this comes down to. And since we have to get out of here, we have to survive to the end of this battle. How do we do that? How do we take the fewest losses for 6 rounds while inflicting the greatest damage? Let's put a healthy unit here. So there's a way up, a path up here. Okay, this is a path too between these 2 hexes. So let's put relatively strong units in this bottleneck. Move our hero back like this. Alright, so we've got a nice cliff face here. In order to get to us, they have to come up through here, or they have to come around this way. So we'll just do our best to wall them off. It doesn't feel great, I'm not gonna lie. We're going to put our guys on hold position. We're just going to try to... we're going to use the terrain, the bottlenecks, to minimize the damage we take, and then we're going to bail the heck out of here. Alright, you need to attack. 68 damage and 187 health versus... sorry, defense. 98 defense versus 100, yeah. Alright. Oh, I didn't notice this guy. That's not good. Flee! He's dead. There's no saving that. Now we've got our hero on. Yep, the hero is on attack where the hero can do the most damage, which has the secondary effect of providing the greatest amount of healing possible. Yeah, Jesus Christ! Look at the damage these guys put out. This is real bad, you guys. Alright, fight. Do everything you can. Okay, that was a reasonable amount of damage. They're not getting out of this for free. We've taken a couple of them down. I don't think that we're actually going to get to, yeah. I didn't think we were going to get to pick our movement. I was pretty sure we were going to get attacked before we got, before we had a choice. Alright, so we killed 1 unit of Tesla Morlocks. We will not get another kill. They have total control of the battle now. I still think you should attack this guy if possible. Alright, you should be able to get that kill at least. So yeah, we did manage to get 1 more kill due to the fact that all of their non-Centaur units had less initiative than our hero. But that's real bad. This is a real bad outcome. I was hopeful when we repelled their full army plus hero so very easily. But, yeah, this didn't work out at all. Alright, let's build the Abbey of Auriga. Okay, it does have to be built on an anomaly. In that case, I think we'll build another Garth, like, down here. We'll build the Abbey there. Right? Yeah, there's very little reason to make this level 2. The only thing that increases with level is plus 3 extra food. So yeah, let's push down this way and then we'll build it here. So let's make another Garth. Oh, these are getting pretty expensive. This will grab all this area, then we'll build the Abbey here, and then placing a Garth here will make it immediately level 2, and also it'll level this one. I'm pretty sure we're doomed, though. I think that this is at this point a doomed game. It's okay. It's not that big a deal. Sometimes you make some bad decisions, and they cause you to lose. And it's okay as long as you're doing everything in your power to learn from that. I said it in, I think, a Darkest Dungeon video at some point, and it's still true. You're not playing to win any particular instance of a game. You know, obviously we'd like to win here. Plus 50% on items strategic resource costs. Something is wrong with the metals of Auriga, and it's getting harder and harder to make useful stuff out of them. That's unfortunate. We can solve it by contributing Palladian to this this ruin. Unfortunately, not really feasible for us for a number of reasons. Okay. What is it going to cost to get our hero back in action? That's not so bad. We should definitely do it. Get him back on the ground, doing stuff. Okay, none of the monks are actually finished yet. Next turn, we'll have an army that we can assign him to, or he can go back to playing defense for the realm and getting XP by being out on the map. Heroes do not gather XP while they are in the injured state, so it's important to get them out of it quickly if you can. The fact that the Adamantian ended up right here kind of makes me want to get this strategic intensifier, but we're short on pearls. We're always short on pearls, it feels like. So that's something to keep in mind for next game, is that it's really important to have a pearl gathering force. Like, I think I underestimated the value of it this game. Alright. This city, let us... I want to make it. It seems cool. We're going to do it. We'll have a good close look at that once it's built. This is going to be a little rough because he's going to have to move around pretty close to enemy territory. But honestly, I wonder if it might not be worth it to build an extra skyfin as soon as you can afford to do it, and have that extra skyfin just travel the world gathering pearls. They're fast, and honestly, it might totally be a net positive. Okay, let's get the monk out here, and then assign our hero to this army, and head up toward Weixul. You join them. No? Okay. He just needed to stretch his legs a little bit first. Makes sense. Okay. So, did it improve the output of the others in our... Okay. Okay, I see. So, the Abbey of Anomalies has doubled the output of the tile that it was built on, and then it's added 3 food to the other, Right, where's the other... Didn't we have another anomaly? Yeah. Okay. So that's how that works. I still have a little bit of trouble. I've been playing the game for a little while. I still have a little bit of trouble parsing the See, these all say ×2 food, ×2 dust, times. It also says on exploited terrain with anomaly. But some of it, only some of it is applying to the anomaly that it's on. Right, this tile was 5 food, 4 industry before we built the abbey, and now it's 8 food, 4 industry. So it's only applying the +3 food to all of the anomalies in the city. Still, that's pretty cool. And I mean, this tile is now look at the output of this tile: 20 food, 8 science, 4 influence, and 20 approval. We're short on pearls to construct our Garth here. Jeez. We're in a bit of a tight spot, you guys. Alright. You all, we need to buy heroes. Let's get governors in the other cities. And then we're going to put them probably on science. So we're gonna push as hard as we can along our faction quest. And we're gonna try to get an eyeful of the new stuff as much as we can here. We're gonna learn as many things as possible in preparation for the next game. We actually, we do still have a chance of surviving, and I think it might be in our best interest to produce as many troops as possible, as quickly as possible here to fend off the Greens. Maybe we can get the Greens to go back to not actively warring on us. Yeah, hold on. Okay, hold on. In the middle of doing some management here. Alright, we're gonna run this guy out over to here. He can't join in because the battle was initiated before we moved him. He can't actually move over and assist in the battle. But I wanna move him in that direction so that I don't forget what I was doing with him before we go process the battle. This does seem like a fine time to activate blood crystals and spices, sure. That as well. We'll process this battle in a minute. Let's see what we can see by moving up along the coastline first. As soon as we put this guy on land, he's in incredible danger. So... Oh, you know what? That skill that the Alayi heroes have that makes them able to retreat with no health loss would make them really good explorers, wouldn't it? Maybe that's the intent. Okay. It's 3 centaurs, one of whom is wounded. And a Tesla. Is it Telsa Morlock or Tesla Morlock? Telsa Morlock. Okay, that's what I think I was saying. Why is their attack reduced? Alright. This is an effect of the city being under siege, probably. Realistically, all we have to do is survive. But it sure would be nice if we were able to drive these guys back a little bit. Unfortunately, we don't have Cavalry Slayer, we have Infantry Slayer. Deals damage to the targets and opponents in a cone. So So how do we want to position ourselves to take best advantage of that? Unfortunately, we don't have blocking terrain. It's pretty open here, but we can take advantage of the forests to sort of shape the battle. Yeah, and then we're gonna have a unit. We're gonna have a militia unit spawn right here. I think this should do. So the monks are pretty fast. But maybe we want to stand our ground and make them come to us? Yeah, I think let's do that. You should move to here. And go on defense. Yeah, let's make them come to us. By the time it's the hero's turn, this unit will have moved already, and it'll be close enough for him to shoot without having to run. The bows don't actually fight militia all that well. All militia have the... Wow. That was a reasonable counterattack. We didn't actually... No one unit got attacked more than once, so we didn't get to see the magic of this counterattack thing, but... We still did some pretty good damage there. These monks are powerful units. No doubt about that. There's nothing there, you guys. Alright, everybody switch back to aggressive. Yeah. Kill as best you can. Unfortunately, one of our monks is going to be left out of combat this turn, but we repelled these guys pretty well. It does seem that we've sort of reached a position where it's very difficult for either of our armies to attack the other. Alright, plus attack. We're headed for plus damage. It's at the top of the tree for a reason. Very good skill. Let's see if maybe Green would, maybe Green will go for a treaty at this point. Truce? Really? Wow, and like all of our resources. Okay, I guess we're fighting a defensive war for now. We do not have the capability to go over there and kick their asses. We are going to... Let me think here. I suppose we ought to research the next tier of gear. We should get ready. Things are only going to get worse. Cargo docks are pretty great. We have 2 cities that are capable of building a cargo dock now. Well, this city's going to have to build a Garth first, so I guess we need pearls. This city could build a cargo dock right away, though. Let's pick up weapons tech first. The other thing we could do is, yeah, you know what? Skoros is great at slowing down enemy attack. I don't know if he's the best offensive unit, but he's really, really good at slowing down enemy pushes and, in general, making the computer reconsider wanting to be violent with you. I do think that the computer maybe overvalues the Guardians a little bit, because I don't think that they're as effective as as a similarly costed group of units would be. Now let's make some Palladian extractors. We can put you guys back on dust. I think this is a little more under control now. I'm not going to build on the adamantium thing right away because I actually really do want to build that that special district on it. Okay. Yulin. This region's name ends with an S. This region's name starts with an H. But the way the name is written here, the way it's pressed right up against the border, makes me think that this region is not this region. And maybe I'm wrong about that. This isn't it. None of these are... So it could be in here. This could be it. I think this is maybe all one region. Then we're going to push up the coast a little bit more. Plus, on the way, we get to pick up some pearls. You guys can join his army. What is this? Just 6? I think we have time to go out there and get it. We're gonna need every pearl we can get if we want to survive this. Where else did we find strategics? There's even more Palladian in Weixul. You know, now that we're talking about buying more heroes, another thing that we could do to discourage green is pick up a spy and start sabotaging Howard here. What are the hero costs right now? Just a little bit higher than I'd like. A little tiny bit. We have this lovely ranged hero, familiar to people who have seen the other Let's Play. If we're going to pick up a governor, what are our choices? Aslak Tarash is still here. That's very much an army hero. Science Boost 3 isn't bad, certainly. Dust Boost 1. Science Boost 3. So we have some options for scientific heroes. We don't really have a lot else in the way of governing, though. No big food and industry boosting heroes. I'll move this monk up to the border city. I'm hoping that there's a bay here. It looks like there's coast here, and hopefully we can come down and see exactly what the deal is with these regions in here. Still haven't found anything that even kind of looks like a Yulin. Right, yeah, we can see a border here. This is a region. Hopefully it's the one we're looking for. Green is continuing to expand. We have a lot of influence right now. But you know what I really want is that. Okay. We're ready to defend ourselves. This will help our scout. And of course, still building stuff. Empire plans take place the turn after you buy them. So next turn, Or they take effect, I mean to say. The turn after you buy them, so next turn this guy will have his expanded movement. Okay, we found some haunts. Can we see the name of this region yet? We cannot. That could be the beginning of a Y. Right. You can go and pick this up. How much is this? 4, 3, 5. And in case you're not clear where I'm seeing the values, down here in the bottom left, when you mouse over a tile, description of the tile appears, and at the bottom of that, it tells you how many pearls are on the tile. Probably, if you're watching this, you're familiar enough with the game, interested enough in the game to have played it some, but didn't want people not understanding what was going on there. So what does it take me to buy this? It's 16 pearls for the blessing, which we can now afford. And then it would be... That's actually kind of hard to read, that dark red on the dark gray. But that's definitely a number that starts with a 1. It looks like maybe 10. Alright, let's see if this says Yulin. Actually, I'm having a really hard time revealing the hexes inside due to the cliff face by the water here. Alright. Salima. So that means Yulin is... Let's zoom all the way out here. Yulin is either in the water somewhere, or it's in here. Deep inland, butted right up against the nation that I'm currently at war with. Or I guess down here. You know, honestly, we need more scouts. Alright, we're gonna have to check inland. It's just a reality of the situation. This guy's gonna get killed for sure. There's too many hostile, neutral armies wandering around. But we may be able to get a little bit of information before he dies. We really do need green to back off, though. Let's get those. And go this way. Search these ruins. May as well find free stuff. Retreat. Of course, they ran around to be in front of me so that they could disrupt my attempts to explore in the largest possible way. Not that there's even particularly any... Ooh, we found a dish of Canuck. A worker in the Koldruk hive charged with cooking the victory stew after the siege of Volgi. Canuck and his shield made an unexpected encounter with an endless artifact. Canuck went mad, sadly, but his humble cookpot was transformed into a formidable defensive weapon. I've never seen this before. That's neat. And also we found a pearl. Cool. What are the names of these regions? Soth. Well, there's a region down here that has... Aha, Yulin! I don't know that there is a place that it could be that would be worse for us. Well... Nothing for it now but to go in there and hope to find the right village to parlay with before we get eaten by neutrals. Which cities need? All of our cities completed building stuff on the same turn, and in addition, we need to research new tech. Alright, everybody needs to go to Weichsul. That looks neat. We're going to test out all of these new things, if at all possible. Tychus could be happier. Oh, we should be buying heroes, right? Let's do that. Let's buy... Well, the other science hero went missing, so we're going to buy this one. The faction stuff for the Vaulters, this is a Vaulter hero, is science heavy. They can sneak out of besieged cities, which is something, I guess. Defense, improved fortification recovery, no penalty for the city being blockaded because they can use subterranean tunnels to sneak out of sneaky resources in and out, and then another science boost, this time trade route related. These guys are pretty good science heroes. They're also pretty good heroes for frontline cities that have a tendency to get besieged. That said, I think we're going to actually move the Lore Master to this city. And we'll start to build up his river food bonus thing. Put our new science hero here, and then in a couple of turns we'll buy a new hero we'll buy a hero to serve as governor of Tychest. Yeah, science. We don't really need the cryometric monitors as much, but they still do give plus 15 science on anomalies, and we do have a city that has 3 anomalies, so... you guys are doing fine work. Just stay right there. Okay. We have to find this village in Yulin, and we have to find it, like, pretty quickly here. How many pearls is this? 8? Wow. Oh, good! Winter! I don't know that I've ever been so happy to see winter. More pearls spawned here. That's nice. We will search these ruins. Oh, right. Those ruins are related to the quest. That one quest. Alright, the Kazanji village here. Of course there's a green army parked right nearby. Why wouldn't there be? Alright. They are awed and delighted by our visit. Their leader has indicated the ruins where we may find their stock. Search the localized ruins in Yulin to get the treasure. Which ruins? Those ones that I just searched up there. Okay. Let's do it. There's a little valley between cliff faces here, and while we were down in the valley, we couldn't see these guys anymore. It's kind of strange. It looked like everything just disappeared. How are we doing for pearl spawns in our country? Actually, quite a few. 253. This space right here, this anomaly, seems to spawn pearls every single winter. Alright, well, these guys are not needed any longer for scouting for Yulin, so I guess we'll just return them to land and the defense of Weichsul. This Seeker also probably ought to get put into that army. Okay. Make sure we end the turn with this guy selected, because we want to search the ruins quickly before we get attacked. You know, I forgot about the fact that that shifting, force shifting by using pearls, would expand our movement. Alright, 16 pearls, neat. Word spreads of other devotees. An Eris's tribe in Warloff wants to hear your words. So we have to go on like a whole pilgrimage tour. This is kind of neat. Warloff. What do I know about Warloff? I may have given up on the scouting a little prematurely. I wonder if it intentionally tries to choose regions that you don't have filled in on your map yet. That would actually be kind of neat, if that's what it's doing. Alright, well, we're going to hit this ruin. Hey, 10 adamantine, cool. Warloff could be over here, right? It could be this region. So I'm going to head inland. Nope. There's a region over here that we don't know the name of. And there's all kinds of sea regions. To be perfectly honest, I think that I am, in fact, going to build a skyfin. Let's do that. They're so fast. They're such good explorers. They're flying and they're super fast. Okay. 2 pearls. We'll just put these guys in defense mode. Putting them in it's sleep mode, but I always say defense mode. It just makes them not ask for orders every turn, basically. That's all there is to that. So I think we want to move this way and like sweep down through the shadow. We'll just get all of this lit up. All right. I do wish that the game would by default pop all of that stuff up in notifications and leave it down here until you go look for it. There's 60 titanium. A disheveled archaeologist by the name of Ruta Kletrops claims to have discovered fresh chambers likely to contain great riches in an ancient ruins. The problem? Armies of monsters guard the region, and Ruta is not sure anymore in which of the 2 ruins you'll find it. Will you be the one to find the right location? So, entice us. Armies. Stuff. I don't care about any of that. I think this is all one region. But we don't know the name of this region. This right here could be well off. Yeah, we have to continue in that direction, I think. Alright, what did you say? Yes, I will in fact create an alliance with the winning player for now. That means we get access to his vision, by the way, which will be very helpful in this. Yeah, I'm down with ending the war. I don't know why she comes to me and says, "We are fatigued of war. Perhaps wants me to spend my influence." Alright, well, now that we have an... Very strange. Well, my computer is choking a little bit on something. I don't know what. I don't think it's just the game and recording, because I've recorded this game many times. But I will. I think we'll call it here. We'll make peace with them, you know, in time. Actually, there's one other thing I wanted to check before we quit. If we... Oh, I don't remember how to do it. Here we go. This is what I want. Okay. The Draken are friends with everybody, and they're racking up the diplomacy points because of it. Basically, as far as victory goes, we have two options here. Number one is we somehow manage to finish our faction quest. I don't know what the remaining steps of our faction quest are, but it's not completely infeasible that we could finish them before Red wins the game. Our other option, based on the score screen, was pushing for a diplomatic victory, but unfortunately I think that... okay, well actually they're not that far ahead of us. I suppose if we made peace with everybody and got into alliances with everybody, it would still be possible for us to pull out a diplomatic victory ahead of the Draken player. That's kind of the Draken player's specialty, so maybe that's not a great ground on which to challenge him, but we certainly can't challenge him on any of these other grounds. And definitely not on science. Yeah, look at that. I think our faction quest is still our best hope. Well, like I said, we're going to call it. I'm going to figure out what the heck is wrong with my computer before starting to record the next episode. Join us next time on Endless Legend when we continue our pilgrimage. We continue to explore the known world and maybe take some steps toward eking out a very unlikely victory right under the nose of the 500-pound gorilla in the room. We'll see you then.